What's up, desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and we have some breaking news. Nick Walker responds to basically the split between him and Hosstile, and obviously Fouad Abiad being the owner of Hosstile supplements as well. Nick Walker obviously was appearing a lot on Fouad Abiad's podcast, Bro Chat. It really did obviously help Nick rise in popularity, so Fouad did a great thing in terms of that for him. But basically, Fouad Abiad spoke to Bodybuilding and BS's Nick Trigili. I'm going to share my screen here for you guys right now, and you can see here that video, the most recent one that Nick Trigili put out on Bodybuilding and BS. Fouad Abiad releases Nick Walker. So Nick basically, Nick Trigili, that is, basically sort of outlined what Fouad Abiad had to say to him. It was a phone conversation, which, you know, obviously these guys typically haven't gotten along. So that was sort of surprising to see in the first place. But Nick Walker has basically, I sent Nick a message. He said he was doing a video response, and he decided to put out a video message. It goes for about 6 minutes, and I'm going to respond to that today and also let you know as well first, before I get into that, basically what Fouad Abiad had to say to Nick Trigili, or at least the way Nick Trigili conveyed that. And guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments as well live. And if you are watching this on replay, let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. I'm trying to get to as many of those comments that go up afterwards as possible. But I feel like I've actually been coming down something the last few days, so I've been a little bit slack on that part. Just trying to rest and recover so I can get as many videos out this weekend with several pro contests. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell button if you haven't. That way you won't miss out on any of these videos. So basically, in this video here by Nick Trigili, I'll bring it up and hopefully the volume doesn't play, but I bet it will. But anyway, so you can just see this on the screen while I'm talking about it. But basically what Fouad Abiad had to say to Nick, at least what Nick said, is that Nick Walker didn't even want to do an hour on the booth at like the Olympia and the Arnold and things like that where he's competing. And Nick said this wasn't the case. He basically goes into detail about that. Also, there's talk about a passport as well, and getting a passport and all that sort of stuff. And I can't exactly remember what Nick Trigili said, but you can go and watch his video. I'll put the link in the description as well below. I haven't got it there now, but as soon as this live finishes, I'll put the link there, and you can just search out his channel as well. But let's get into Nick Walker's response to what Fouad Abiad had to say. I'll just adjust this share on the screen, guys, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. I see you guys are commenting away. I might even get to a couple of those quickly. Well, wow, my voice whistled. I'll check out your comments now. Since I started, there's been like 39 comments. Isn't Samson a hostile athlete? Fouad better sink his chips in that boat. Samson is a hostile athlete, and a very, very good one. Here we go. Good question. This is from Guwop. Nick's still on the podcast. I have no idea if Nick will still be on the Hosstile podcast, but I'm sorry, I'm a Fouad Abiad podcast, because I highly doubt it. We saw obviously Brett Wilkin, who's currently on the Bodybuilding University podcast, which you guys should check out. Actually, we did an episode live yesterday. We had Nathan Diash on there and Johnny Shreve as well. So check out the latest episode of Bodybuilding University. But I don't imagine he'll still be on there. Not after, I suppose, this back and forth. And I think that, you know, maybe behind the scenes, Nick feels slightly, I suppose, you know, going to Nick Trigili and speaking about it and saying these things, I think I'd feel maybe a little bit disrespected, me personally, but let me know what you guys think. It's from Matt N. Says, think he'll go back to Raw and Revive. I'd say that would probably be a likely, logical answer for that. So then this is from Wait What? Xavier Fouad made Nick Walker known to people don't even knows word about bodybuilding, and Fouad got treated dirty. Okay. Fouad will sign Callum Moga. All right, let's get to Nick Trigili. Nick Walker's response to all this. I'll share my screen now, and hopefully this comes off and works. All right. Which I think I can do it better through this way. Can I? Okay, here we go.
Hi guys, so obviously you guys have seen the video prior, or posted prior, so I think it's very important that I share my side and let everyone know where I stand in all this. First and foremost, I certainly want to thank Fouad and Hosstile for their time having me on the team. Listen, As far as not wanting to stand at a booth to meet my supporters, listen, that's not the case here. I'm the one.
I think this is a big point for Nick as well, because he is all about his fans, and he gives a lot through social media and all that sort of stuff, and he gives a lot to his fans. So I think this is an important point for him.
That came up with, do you mind if I just do an hour at the booth? That being said, at the Arnold, at the Olympia, we all do the meet and greets. That is the time for all the supporters to come meet us bodybuilders. And last year, I was even one of the last ones to leave the building to meet all the supporters. So for him to have the video out to make it seem like I don't want to meet my supporters actually hurts a little bit.
So Nick's hurt, and I think that's sort of rightful, and I think that's sort of what I was saying. I think Nick values his fans a lot, and he's got a lot of fans. He's hit 1 million followers on Instagram already, and he's been only competing for a couple of years as a pro. So Nick's one of those guys that is incredibly popular for a guy that's 5th in the world and only competed at the Olympia once, only competed at the Arnold once, only won. How many shows has he won? He's won the Arnold, the New York Pro. That's it. He's a 2 pro show winner. It's incredible how much of a following he has. So if this guy is to win the Olympia or get right up there, he's just going to grow and grow in popularity. So he definitely does value his fans, and for good reason as well.
It's just not the case at all. I think it is very important for me to meet everyone that supports me, because you guys are the reason why I'm able to do what I do, 100%. So I think that was a little uncalled for. But at the same time, as a competitor, right, it is my duty, especially that final week before the Olympia or the Arnold, whatever the case is, that final week, in my opinion, is the week that will make you or break you. So for me, it's in my...
Nick's right, because when you're competing, now they do this whole, meet the Olympians, all that sort of stuff. They do a press conference, they do a whole bunch of stuff, and we see it for, we say, oh, there's at the meet and greet. Nick might have been there. I don't know how many hours they spend there, but I know back in the day, Jay Cutler said he would stay there till the last fan leaves, and he would be there late at night. I think, 1-2 nights before the Olympia. That is not ideal for a prep. Like, it's not. Like, I feel I've done comps myself, and when you get really, really lean, you do not feel good. All I've wanted to do is just lay in a hotel room, do nothing. I know there's guys like Samson Dowder who will go out there and do heaps of stuff, but like travel around, like walk around and tourist and stuff. I can't do that personally. I feel like it stresses my body out and I look worse. So yeah. Anyway, so I understand Nick not wanting to do too many hours on the booth when you're competing at the Olympia. Maybe the day after on a Sunday. I understand that, but you still got photo shoots and a lot of obligations typically on that day as well. So
my mind as a competitor, that I need to be as calm as possible, stress levels as low as possible, and just be very chill and relaxed. And everybody knows that final week before the Olympia and even the Arnold can be very hectic sometimes. So, and because there's a huge meet and greet where everyone gets to meet, who they want to meet, which again, I thoroughly enjoy doing. I just said, hey, look, do you mind if I just do an hour? That was it. I was not against it at all. And as far as me refusing to not get a passport, that's not the case. I never once refused. I do know, regardless whether I'm with Hosstile or not, after the Olympia, whatever the case is, I am going to have to start doing international traveling, which I think will be fun. I am more than excited to do things like that.
It was almost like a running joke on Fouad's podcast on Bro Chat or whatever one he was on, that, about him not having a passport, he needs one, and Nick's sort of, laughing it off and stuff like that. So I think Nick goes on actually to say as well that he's in the process of getting a passport too. So that was actually happening. There was nothing to do with him not getting a passport. So the fact that he's in the process means he's obviously, knowing that he needs a passport and he will need to travel if he's planning on winning the Mr. Olympia.
And I am also in the process of getting my passport. So that answers that. And honestly, it just comes down to the vision. Listen, When he has this vision for Hosstile is just technically not a vision, the same vision I have for a company. You know, we don't see eye to eye, and I think that's okay.
So obviously his vision for a company and Fouad's two different things. Now, obviously it is Fouad's decision. It is the company owners, the directors, or whoever's on that company's decision, what they do with that company. And, you know, if after time they don't see eye to eye with the way the company's going and the way it's headed and all that sort of stuff, that's completely understandable if they'd want to go their separate ways. So I get that. Now, this is from Flash Dad 420. I love that name. Come on, Xavier. It's BS. It's his job. Ronnie and all the big guys stood at booths all day. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know if Ronnie stood at booths all day when on Olympia weekends when he's competing, maybe the day after and stuff. I don't know if there was any sort of back and forth about that, because as a supplement company owner, I'd want someone on my booth, you know, for a decent amount of time, depending on how much you're paying him. And I think that, you know, I don't know, I've heard rumors that Nick was getting paid a decent amount. I don't know anything for a fact, but obviously he's a great bodybuilder. He's going to get paid a decent amount. When you look at it, a lot of your comments, you guys are commenting awesome. It's much appreciated. If you want your comments featured 100% in this one, because we've got a lot of comments, do a super chat. It'd be amazing. And I always feature everyone. There's actually a guy called Mitch that left a super chat right as the video was ending, and I never got to actually shout him out. So Mitch, if you're ever in the live streams, let us know. And yeah, it was from Shane. Said Tradilli got a call from Fouad about it. I don't know if he got a call from Fouad or if he called Fouad. I think he said, yeah, Fouad called him, but maybe after he messaged Fouad or something. So this is please thumbs down Fouad's videos. I'm disappointed, Xavier. You've brought the best guest up until now, bringing his disgraceful dumbass on. I don't know what you mean by that. Hopefully you don't mean Nick. Anyway, we've got Rule Priest. Hi, Nick. Best of luck at the Mr. Olympia. Thank you, Lee, for getting in the comments. Let's go back to this video as well. All right. I'm trying to hide that comment. Let's go.
But I also didn't necessarily want to leave my contract, you know? And, you know, after I got back with Matt, obviously there was a lot of speculation if I was going to get back with Raw and Revive. Honest to God, there was no talk of me going back to Raw and Revive. There was no talk. I was there to fix my relationship with Matt. That's it. There was no, hey, would you want to come back? No, zero talk, nothing of the sort. Nada. So he asked me, are you going to re-sign again in March with Hosstile? I said, probably not.
So a few interesting things there. So I'll go into his, reason why he said probably not to actually resigning with Hosstile next year. But I mean, his reasoning for going down there and linking back up with Matt, and obviously, he went up there to fix his went down there to fix his relationship with Matt. They fixed their relationship, and then he probably decided, hey, this is the best thing for me is to actually, be back with Matt. He had great success with Matt. I thought it was not the right move to actually leave Matt in the first place. And I think Nick would agree with that. So let's see. And obviously, this is never a bash Fouad podcast. I watch his podcast every week. So not podcast, bash Fouad or anything like that, or bash Hosstile. It's nothing like that. I'm just literally featuring Brett Wilkins, Justin Mackey, Nathan Diasha, Samir Trudy, etc. All left Hosstile over differences with Fouad. Is Fouad just a bad businessman? I don't know. Athlete seems happy there. I mean, it's all like Nick said. It's down to the direction of the business. Maybe, who knows? Who knows? Everyone has their different reasons. I'm not going to try to speculate on that. Yeah, a bunch of comments there. Cool. All right, let's get back to this video.
I just wasn't happy with the company. It has nothing to do with Fouad. It has nothing to do with Raw and Revive. It has nothing to do with, whatever other company, nothing. My heart with Hosstile just was not in it. And that's it, guys. That's really it. I have nothing bad against Fouad. Again, I consider Fouad still a good friend of mine. I am very thankful for the opportunity that was given. And I hope all of you guys can understand this. and still support me throughout my entire career moving forward. This was not a rational decision, you know. And I also do want to add, I wanted to fulfill the contract. I know
I'll say one thing about Nick. He is a guy that he's got loyalty tattooed on his arm, and people are making comments about that, saying that, oh, you know, he should remove that tattoo or something because he's not being loyal or something like that. It sounds like that Fouad gave him sort of the option to leave or decided that, you know, after he said that he's not going to sign with Hosstile, or, you know, probably not going to sign with Hosstile when the contract is up. I understand Fouad for wanting to get out of the contract. And if Nick was fine with that, then it seems like a mutual parting in a way. So I think that a lot of people are asking about the podcast, Bro Chat, and stuff like that, because a lot of people, obviously, it's the most popular bodybuilding podcast out there. But I think this opens up because, you know, I always ask Nick if he will come on the channel and stuff, and I don't know if it's because, you know, obviously I used to be with Hosstile and stuff like that, or what the actual deal is, but it was, yeah, it seemed hard to get guys from a podcast on my channel. Okay, I will say this: how the Hosstile subs, I used to use them; they are awesome, straight up, and that is just the truth. They're good supplements for sure. Nick just wants to eat and work out. Cool, but let's get back to this video.
He let me go after I told him, no, I don't think I'm going to resign, which, again, I can understand from a business standpoint. But in my mind as an athlete, I think it was in my duty to fulfill a contract still, regardless. I still would have done my part. I still would have represented the best way that I could. I was just being honest. That's it. I just wanted to be honest. I didn't want to lie. I didn't want to sugarcoat. I wanted to just be honest. So that's what I did. And that's really it, guys. Again, I hope you guys understand my side at least, and I hope you guys continue to support me to the journey to the Olympia, possibly the Arnold. And that's it, guys. You know, I appreciate all of you.
So he said his journey to the Olympia and possibly the Arnold. I did hear from someone message me, I can't remember who it was, basically just saying that they think Nick is probably going to do the Arnold. And it wasn't Brett or any of those guys, don't worry. It was someone totally random. And they said that, you know, Nick is probably going to do the Arnold or something. So I don't know if, you know, the fact that he mentions possibly the Arnold, I'd say that Nick is going to hit the Olympia and then hit the Arnold next year. I think Nick's going to be a very, very likely guy to take his second Arnold Classic title. And who knows, he might be Mr. Olympia going into that Arnold. And that might actually change his decision to do the Arnold. But let's listen on a little bit more. I think there's a tiny bit more left, and then we'll wrap up this video and I'll go to your guys' comments. If you do want your comment featured at the top, highlighted, and just show your support for the channel, drop a super chat, even if it's like $2. I'll still feature your question and give you a big shout out. Let's play it back.
I don't think I'm not cocky like, you know, you guys, I'm being portrayed to be arrogant like I'm being portrayed to be. At the end of the day, it just didn't work out. I wasn't that happy. I was still willing to fulfill the whole contract. And, you know, but he wasn't, you know, he didn't want to do that. And that's fine. Again, I thank him. I thank Hosstile. And I wish them nothing but success. And I hope they do really big things in the future, guys. I really do. So, again, thank you guys for listening.
So cool. So it was a pretty good apology. Not an apology. It was a pretty good, I suppose, response video, I think, from Nick Walker. He didn't take any low blows or anything like that. So I think that was pretty good. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll get to those comments right now. Let's have a look. Blake, why do you hate this? Man, I hate this. No more Nick on podcast. So yeah, obviously Nick is on Bro Chat. Maybe I'll be able to imagine if Nick came on my podcast regularly. It'd be, for some reason, honestly, the people always go on about me having guys that used to be on Hosttile's podcast and stuff. It's literally guys that I always used to, well, apart from Brett, I never used to speak to him, but they've always, Brett and Ivan have always showed love for my channel and been appreciative of the coverage I do. So, you know, it's natural for me to talk to them. And then obviously Nathan I've always spoken to and done interviews with and all that sort of stuff. So it was basically just logical that those guys, you know, came over and jumped on my podcast because they liked the platform. They loved being on the podcast and all that sort of stuff. So it's sort of only natural, and it's silly for me to be like, oh no, they used to be with Hostile, I can't do it. Derek Farnsworth, well, it's about time to get back to the Olympia prep mode for sure. Nick Walker's obviously 10 weeks out, so he's going through a lot of change during an Olympia prep. So it's a big thing, but thank you, Derek, for getting in the comments. IFB Pro Bodybuilder, 212 Olympia competitor. Mike D. Xavier, you can probably get him. Oh man, it'd be cool. It'd be cool. Thank you, Blake. Your podcast is dope AF. Appreciate it. What other stuff do you guys say? Wait, what says, I guess I'm meant to say, Nick has huge potential and he can make calls because he knows his worth. Yeah, he's definitely, 1 million followers. He's a great bodybuilder. Like he's got, he's going to make money. No matter what, he's going to make money. Thank you, Derek. Great podcast, brother, he says. Thank you, my friend. Definitely have to get you on the channel sometimes. Like, have to get you on the podcast. I don't know how you do all your like therapies and stuff like that. Like, I am very jealous. I'd actually love to come to America one time and get a treatment off you. You'd probably murder me. I'll put it up on Desktop Bodybuilding. That is the plan. Here we go. His question is, what's going to happen to the boogeyman now? No contract. That can be a stressful 10 weeks out for sure. The boogeyman, Blessing Awodibu, he'll have offers as well. He's hugely popular. Obviously, everyone knows his antics and stuff like that. I wonder if he could go to Hosstile potentially. You never know. That could be that could be interesting for sure. Lots of comments. It's awesome. Thank you guys. We've got 400 or 398 live viewers, and see how many subscribers we can get from this video too. That'd be killer. So let me know where you think who you think is going to Hosstile, and where do you think Nick is going in terms of supplement sponsors. It's like people find supplement sponsors it's so interesting. And if you guys are just tuning in now, make sure you go back to the start of this video and watch Nick Walker's response and my reaction to his response to Fouad Abiad and what he had to say to Nick Trigili, or at least what Nick Trigili conveyed. Yeah, Mike D says Nick is going to have a contract in a week. Most likely. But if it is with Raw and Revive, those guys might hold out because they're pretty respectful, I think. They don't just want it to come across as they're stealing him and all that sort of stuff. And I don't think that's the case anyway. So they're pretty good guys over there. Mandy Perez says, love the channel, Xavier. Thank you, Mandy. Appreciate it. Female listener. When you look at the stats, you are the minority for sure. Mark Hector to Hosstile for cheap. It would be a good signing. Definitely be a good signing. I'll do 2 more minutes of this, guys, and then I'll wrap up this video. This is what bodybuilding will never be. A big sports supplement company drama is the most exciting thing to happen for most of the year. Really dumb, in my opinion. I don't think it is the most exciting for me, but people love it because the fact that there's podcasts intertwined in it all, and it affects the coverage that you guys get from these athletes. The same thing happened with Brett Wilkin. And maybe Nick is going to follow the exact same path that Brett Wilkin went and being getting coached by Matt Jansen and back with Raw and Revive again. Because I think Brett was originally with Raw and Revive, went to Hosstile, and then went back to Raw and Revive. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to ask Brett about that. People love drama. Maria Matthews. Yeah, people do love drama. No worries. Appreciate you guys' support. Mike D says Nick is going to win. Nick is going to win the Olympia. I don't have him winning the Olympia, but we're not with Rami there. Top 3 Walker. Rami 3P from MVP. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for getting in the comments. It's much appreciated. Maria. I said Maria, didn't I? What's wrong with me? I thought it was spelled different. I don't know, guys. I'm tired. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. Thank you so much for getting in the comments. It's much appreciated. Sorry, just trying to go through them all at the same time. Thank you guys so much. If you like and appreciate all this content that I'm putting out, give me a thumbs up, smash that like button, also subscribe and hit the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified of every video that goes up for myself, Xavier Wills at Desktop Bodybuilding. And we had a ton of content coming out over the weekend. I'm a little bit under the weather at the moment, but as long as my body holds up and I got plenty of sleep last night, you'll be getting plenty of content this weekend with the Tsunami Pro. We've got the preview and prediction up for that already. We'll be doing live coverage, hopefully after the prejudging and the finals, have live videos out. I even spoke to Martin Fitzwater, and he might even jump in on that. There's a few other guys that I've talked to that might jump in on those reviews of the prejudging and finals. And also you got the Legion Sports Fest as well. Be doing the same for that. So I'm going to work out all the times and try to figure that all out and how I'm going to actually structure this and how much sleep I'm actually going to miss out on this weekend to bring you guys the best coverage I possibly can. So there is a preview up with the crew from Bodybuilding University, including Johnny Shreve, who has a massive YouTube channel. Check him out. We preview what show was that one? The Tsunami Pro, which has Mark Hector and James Hollingshead this weekend. So preview that. So go let me know in the comments of that video who you have winning that contest. Also, we do a preview of a Legion Sports Fest, and that's in the original episode of Bodybuilding University. Not the original, like the 16th episode. The last video that actually went up before this. We preview that show. We answer who's our top 5 bodybuilders of all time, which gets really interesting. And I think we all start clowning each other and thinking certain picks are ridiculous and all that sort of stuff. So that's good fun. So check out that episode. It's really cool. And we answer your listener questions live as well. I just noticed there's been 15 comments since I've actually just closed off the chat. So thank you guys so much for getting in there and hope you guys enjoyed this live video. So guys, that's it for me. For Xavier Wills, Desktop Bodybuilding, we are out.